Hi guys. So in this video we are going to see how can you upload large size files to S3 bucket directly from the front end, so no load to the backend. So we will see the architecture. Why I'm making this video? Because it is going to be important what's coming next for, so stay with this channel and you will soon the new content directly based on this. So yeah, let's start this. This is a problem. This is a many apps, many website use this. So these are the common problems, common solution that students searches to make web applications, to any type of applications. So let's see the architecture. What are we going to do? So let's see. This is our front end, and this is our S3 bucket, and this is our backend. So let me write. This is our Next.js Frontend. This is our S3 bucket, and this is going to be our backend. We are going to use the Next.js backend that Next.js provides. You can use Express or whatever you want. So if you want to use the backend, what you have to do? You have to upload your file like a movie, like you are building a Netflix. You're building your own Netflix, own streaming application. So you will upload your file, movie, course, videos, whatever you want. And to upload to the S3 bucket via backend, so you have to transfer your file to backend. So then from backend, this file will get stored in the S3 bucket, and it's going to be a heavy task on the backend also, because like a file, let's say for 1 GB, so the backend have to do this work, and your backend will be exhausted. And so this is not the best approach for the large size file. This is good for the 1 MB up to 10 MB files like PDF files, images. For that this is fine approach, but for the large size files, what we are going to do, we will send the file name and file type to backend. Then this backend will generate a pre-signed URL. What is it? Pre-signed URL. This URL is basically a URL to upload your files to S3 bucket. Not S3, you can generate pre-signed URL for the CloudFront or many AWS resources. So this is not, and this URL can be expired within a time frame. So using this URL, we can directly push your file from the front end to S3 bucket. So using this pre-signed URL, we will directly upload the file to S3 bucket. So that is going to be the architecture. That's it. If you use the backend, then you have to send your file as the buffer to the backend, then generate a pre-signed URL. Then from the backend, you have to it's a heavy task, and your backend will, you don't want to, you don't want your backend so much exhausted. You want your backend light and scalable. So let's see how can we code this up. For the upload, we are going to use the React Dropzone. It's cool, drag and drop. Generally this is using everywhere. So I have already created an project. Let me open it. So I have already created a Next.js template, as you can, and I have installed the shared CN library and installed some basic components that we are going to use. And so let's install some important things, like I'm using pnpm. So pnpm add what do we need is the first is React Dropzone, and second is AWS SDK for the S3 bucket, and AWS SDK S3 request pre-signer to generate a pre-signed URL. So let's install it, and so these are being installed in. So in a moment, go to the lib folder, create a new file called s3.ts, where we import some. We will import a S3 client, S3. It is initializing tsconfig. It will be S3 client. Yeah. Now we create some variables for the bucket name, process.env.bucket name, const access key id dot aws access key id. We will generate id, and next secret access key process.env.aws secret access key, and if not bucket name or access key id secret key, throw new error invalid aws credentials, and we will return a function export async get s3 client async function Now we will return new S3 client where the region, let's define the bucket region process.env.aws bucket region. Let me add a condition here also. So region will be bucket region and credentials access key ID and secret access key. And move this all variables inside the function. Copy it's not copying. Copy and paste, delete from here, and we don't need bucket name here. Let's export bucket name from here. Let's give it AWS bucket name. Now we have to store these environment variables. Now we have to get the access key ID and secret access key. Let's go to our console, AWS console. So let me first log in. So come to the S3 section and click on create bucket, and now give it a name, upload Dropzone S3 YT. It has to be the unique name. Create bucket and block all public access. Now we have created the bucket. Now copy the ARN of this bucket. Go to your IAM console, users, and create a user. Let's say upload Dropzone S3YT. Next, attach policies, create policy, and select a service S3, and it has to be the right put object only, because we only have to upload inside the bucket. We don't need any specific permissions. Resources, add ARNs, We have to add the bucket name. That's the bucket name. Where's the bucket? And copy the bucket name. Next. Upload Dropzone S3 policy. Now we have created the policy. Now let's attach that policy. Customer managed this drop zone policy. If you look at it, yeah. So next, create user. Our user is created. Let's create some access keys. Create access key. Choose other. Create access key. Copy it. Go to your code. Create a .env file and copy the access key ID. Copy it and what's the next? AWS secret access key. So don't copy my keys. I will delete after the video. So don't waste your time. Create your own bucket region. AP South 1 and the AWS bucket name. What's the bucket name? Now we have created it. Now let's create a function to create the pre-signed URL. So create pre-signed url.ts. So we have to import from AWS SDK get signed URL, import from the client s3 that put object command. There it is. And export async function create pre-signed URL. It will take two parameters. First one will be the key. It is of type string, and second one is of content type. It's also the string. Now let's destructure it. Key and content type. Now let's create a command, new put object command. The bucket will be the bucket name, key will be the key, The content type will be the content type. Now let's create the upload URL. Await get signed URL. First we have to pass the S3 client. Get S3 client. Second thing, we have to pass the object, that is command object. And third, expires in 60 seconds. So this URL will only be available for 60 seconds. Let's increase. Promise S3. So let's remove the async from this function and return the upload URL. So we have created the upload URL also. Now in the components, we will create a project. Inside this we will create a drop down. First let's start our Next.js server, pnpm dev. Now first let's create the drop zone. So the drop zone dot tsx will be the use client and import the drop zone from React Dropzone. And we need a interface drop zone props set selected file. So let's remove it for now. You will not and you will get confused. So first let me start the server and go to our main page.tsx and remove the all default. Inside this main, hello. Here it is. Now let's create the drop zone for it. Instead of hello, we will be showing our drop zone component. Name is conflicting. Let's give it a rename. Upload drop zone. Export function. Upload drop zone. Return. Now import it here. Upload drop zone. Now create the drop zone tag. In the drop zone, first attribute will be multiple. No, we have to upload a single file at a time. What type of file you want? It will be video/mp4. Max files you can upload is 1. On drop, let's leave it here for now and come to this main body of the drop zone. Now here we have to write callback function. We will get root props, get input props and accepted files. Let's create a div and give some get root props and create an input to get the values. Do we have input? No, we don't. So let's install pnpm dlx setcn at the rate latest add input it is installing. Done. Input has been added as you can see there. Now assign the props, get input props and give a label drop zone file. Now create a div flex dot call item center justify center w full h full rounded lg cursor pointer. Inside here create a sorry, that's the wrong classes. It's for the label, so the div class name will be simple one. Class name flex task call item center justify center padding top of 5 padding bottom of 5. Let's import a cloud icon. Let's give some styling, size of 6, text sync 500, margin bottom of 2 and give it a span. Click to upload or drag and drop class name font semi bold. Let's give this paragraph some styling. Text SM 700. Now after this div, accepted files, and the accepted files 0 means the first file that is there, the first element of the array. Give it a div. Let's give this some styling. Max width of axis bg white, flex item center, rounded empty, overflow hidden, outline zinc 200, divide x, divide zinc 200, and inside this div create one more div to show the file name, class name px3 py2 h full grid place item center. Now create a file logo from the Lucid React and give some styling, size of 4, text blue 500. And null. That is it. We have not imported input. And so that's basically it. This error is giving because we are using this curly braces. Now everything is fine. Now let's see how is it looking. It is looking fine. Why this input is, oh, it's a function and it's also a function. Save it. Now it is fine. If I try to upload, everything is uploading. Now let me test a demo file. First on drop, async accepted files and rejected files. console.log accepted files. Let's inspect, open the console and try to upload a file. Let me retry it. Okay, this is working. Why this drop zone not working? Let me try to. So let's first give it a style, then we fix the drop zone. And give some main div style. Class name, border, height of 64, margin of 4, border dashed, border gray 300, rounded LG. And currently there is no name of the file. Let's div and give it a class name px3 py2 h full text sm truncate. And now accepted files, the first element dot name. Now we can see the name, max width excel, now it's looking fine. Now the drop zone is also working because we have given a specific styles. Now we have directions where to upload the file. Let me give you an example of this index 5. Drop it. As you can see, index file, we have received this file. And we have created this. Now we create a form to upload this. So it's your task to create a progress bar. You can create by setting up state is pending or not, and so it like here, like is pending. So some progress bar here. setCN has one progress bar component. Use that. It's your task. Now let me fast complete it. Now let's create a form. Upload form. What we are going to do, we are going to create an upload button here. So when that we will hit button, it will generate a presigned URL from the backend and will upload the file to the S3 bucket from the front end. So let's create it. Use client, not a form, export function, upload form, and create a state, selected file, set selected file, use state, will be file null. Now in this, create a field, return. Now we have to track of the selected file. As you can see, selected file. The type is copy this type. Go to upload drop zone and create an interface. Interface load drop zone props. Set selected file as this type. React dot. So let's import the dispatch also from the React. And on the on drop, if let's create a toast for this rejected file. If rejected files dot length is greater than 0, toast dot error, invalid file. For toast to work, go to your layout, main layout, and import toaster from Sonar. There it is, the Sonar. It is from the SADCN UI. Now, if accepted files dot length is greater than 0, set selected file. Let me set the props. Set selected file will be accepted files 0, and create a toast.success file selected, something like that, and come to your upload form. Remove this, return. Let's say form, not form, let's say field group. Let's create a form action leave action on submit, and on submit const on submit create a field from the UI field and a field label. Upload your file and upload Dropzone set selected file and div a button upload type submit variant outline. Now come to your on submit. Let's finish this fast. Let's see how it's looking. Page.tsx upload form. Height set full inline flex. Leave it. It's your task to design this. And what's the thing? What we have to do now? If there's no selected file, let's give it a toast dot error. No file selected yet, and return if it is selected. Let's send the toast dot error. Something went wrong. Const result await. Let's add the Axios to send request to the backend and import Axios. Axios.post slash API slash upload and give some data, file name, because we need file name to generate presigned URL. selected file name dot name and file type. Now that's it. Let's first create the axios.post. Go to your app folder, create API, create upload, create a route.ts, export async function, post rack as request, and try catch, return new response, internal server error, status 500. Now here if you can use the authorization, whether the user is the admin to upload videos, something like that, and const await request.json, file name and file type. Let's check if file name or file type is return new next response, invalid files, status code 400. Now let's create a key. This key will use to create how you want to store your files in the S3 bucket. So we want to upload my files in the bucket like uploads folder, then with my file name folder. Now let's create a upload URL, await create presigned URL, and it expects a key. Content type, that's the file type. And now let's return it. Return next response.json, this upload URL. Now let's check whether it is working or not. Console.log result URL result dot data dot upload URL. Now let's try to upload some files. Let's see. Inspect and upload it. So we have to add an event right here and dot prevent default. Now let's see if it is working or not. Let's try to refresh, and Let's upload some files. Upload. As you can see, we get the URL. That's the signed URL. It is means our file uploaded in the bucket. So to upload the bucket, we have to create one more request. So await, you can use Axios, you can use fetch, whatever you want. Let's use fetch const response. Fetch result dot data dot upload URL. So the method will be the put object, so put, and headers, the content type, selected file dot type, and body selected file. If response dot okay start success, file uploaded successfully. If it is not okay, toast dot error, upload failed. Now let's try whether our file is uploaded to S3 or not. So let's try to upload some files. File selected. Let's try to upload it. No use of console. Something went wrong. So it is giving the course issue. Let's fix it. Go to your bucket, then go to the permissions and come below. You will see the course policy, add, edit, and paste the following policy. There we have allowed the origins here. So let's save it. So message will be get edit that, that's your work, and let's try to upload, and file uploaded successfully. If you go to your bucket, here you will see then how we create the key. It's the uploads folder, then file name folder, uploads, file name. Oh, there's no folder. Okay, now if we try to open it, it will say access denied. In the next video we will see how can we stream it to the users, to the millions of users, without changing any, without giving access to the bucket, and how to serve to the millions of users. So that's it for the video. Thank you for watching.